Today we are going to be changing the oil on a 2014 BMW X5 35i. The tools you will need are this oil filter removal tool. You can buy it off FCP Euro. I've had it for a few years, but I believe it's like $10 or $20. 3/8 inch drive ratchet, a 17 millimeter socket for the oil drain plug, and a 3/8 inch drive torque wrench. You can do it by feel, but I like to use the torque wrench. The first step is to remove the oil filter. It's very important that you remove this O-ring at the bottom of the oil filter cap, and then the O-ring that is right over here on the top of the oil filter cap. Make sure you replace both of those and put them back. Once you removed the old oil filter, take the new oil filter to the oil filter cap, push it in to place until you hear a click. Then you want to make sure you install the small O-ring that I pointed out earlier. You could always get a little flathead and help ease it around. Well, that's not going very well, but you get the point. You just get a little flathead. And ease it around. And there you go. You got that on there. It takes a little bit of wiggle to get it on there. Then you want to go ahead and install the large O-ring that's at the top of the oil filter cap, of the oil filter housing cap, whatever the hell you want to call it. There you go. And then you want to take some oil, make sure you lubricate that real good, get it nice and wet, that way nothing seizes on or anything. Then you want to lubricate that large O-ring as well. Make sure you get that nice and wet, so that way it's easy to remove next time and nothing possibly seizes on. Then once you get all those steps accomplished, your oil filter, your new ones in the cap, and both O-rings are on and lubricated, go ahead and hand tighten it. Ain't no need to be Hercules, just hand tighten it. You don't want to crack any of this plastic cap here, so just go ahead and hand tighten it until it don't tighten no more. Then go ahead, take a torque wrench and tighten it to 18 foot-pounds of torque, no more than 20. Go ahead and check it one more time. It's good to go. Go ahead and remove your oil fill cap. The next step is to go ahead and remove your oil drain plug. And like I said, you need a 3/8 inch ratchet and a 17 millimeter socket for the drain plug. Go ahead and break that bad boy free. Still need the socket, but go ahead and get that drain plug out. Make sure you go ahead and install a new crush washer on your drain plug. Once you get down to a slow dribble like this, then you can go ahead and reinstall the drain plug. Go ahead and hand tighten it with your ratchet. Again, don't go Hercules, just hand tight. And then, if you so desire, you can go ahead and tighten it properly with the torque wrench, or like I said, just do hand tight. No need to go Hercules on it, just hand tight. No need to strip out any. And also the oil capacity on the 2014 to 2000 X5, S-Drive, X-Drive, 35i is 7 quarts. And as with a lot of BMWs, there's no dipstick. So when I do my oil change, I always prefer to measure exactly what's coming out, just to make sure I'm putting exactly back in what's supposed to go back in. And for anyone who's curious, this is the part number for the oil filter that I use. This is the OEM oil filter. The only difference is between the OEM BMW one and this one is this one doesn't have the BMW Rondell stamped on it, but same exact oil filter. And this is the oil that I use. It has BMW's LL01 certification. And once again, the oil capacity on the 2014 to 18 S-Drive and X-Drive 35i's is 7 quarts of oil. You can use 0W30, 5W30, or 5W40. Any of those will be perfectly fine. And I recommend changing the oil every 5,000 miles if you actually want your BMW to last. Don't do 10, 12, 15,000 mile oil changes. That's stupid. Oil's cheap, engines aren't. And once again, I know I've said it a few times, but 7 quarts of oil total. And I always recommend measure what comes out, put the same amount back in. I just like to always play it safe, especially with BMWs, since they don't have dipsticks. Then once you're all done filling up the oil, go ahead and put your oil fill cap back on. Now it's time to start her up and reset the maintenance reminder. Okay, in order to reset the maintenance reminder in the car, go ahead and press down your trip odometer button. All right, you'll see that message pop up. Reset possible. Hold it again. You'll see a question mark next to reset. Push it again. Reset successful. 10,000 miles. Now, again, I do my oil changes every 5,000 miles. I don't do the every 10, 15,000 mile crap. You want your car to last, do it every 5,000 miles. Then go to vehicle info, click on vehicle info, vehicle status, then once your engine's up to operating temperature, go ahead and start your measurement. And use what I like to joke around and call it the virtual dipstick, and make sure you have enough oil in your engine. And once it's to the max mark, you know you're filled and have the proper amount of oil in your car. Now if it's above the max line, then if it's right above this line right here, then you got too much oil. But you want to get it right to that line right next to where it says max, and then you're good to go.